when somebody comes to Whiteinch, the men and women that we care for here, everyone's different. Everyone's at a different stage of their recovery journey. Some are just starting it, some have got some recovery capital, others, and I think Scott had mentioned like he was caught in the headlights, words to that effect. It's just like pretty hard, pretty harsh, and there's a long journey ahead. And I suppose we're really just there to be a safe place for them and slowly build a relationship with them by just being consistent, showing them practical love and kind of listening to them. Sometimes just listening is enough to get some trust built at the beginning, and then from there obviously we try and encourage them to build structure into their day, offer them a whole range of activities, whether that's voluntary or whether it's fellowship meetings or educational stuff, or but yeah, just to get some structure into their day and make it meaningful. So a normal day at Whiteinch, a really difficult question because there isn't a normal day. We check in with people twice a day, so once in the morning and once in the evening, but that's minimum. People will be key working as well. That's one-to-one chats and just making sure that everything's in place, whether it's to do with a welfare rights officer or whether it's to do with your housing, as well as other stuff. And we do group work as well. Sometimes that's therapeutic group work, and sometimes it's like practical, like skills, like cooking group. And we've been fortunate enough recently to have a trainee health psychologist doing group and one-to-one CBT, and that's really been helpful for people that we support. And then the people have got their own plans, so they're out in the community doing their own thing, whether that's recovery related or whether it's voluntary work or educational work, and they've got their families to go and see and their leisure as well. So there really isn't a typical day, but it's probably important that we encourage people to put structure into their day so that that people are active and their brains are active, so that they're just not sitting about their house. So we try and build structure into their day, structure that they want. There's a social aspect to that as well, where people mix with their peers and mix informally with staff, and that's kind of just a time to be a bit more informal maybe and have that kind of family atmosphere about. And again, I think that helps build trust in relationships. So it's great in these informal settings as well, where you find out about people. You find out that it's not just that somebody's in recovery. You find out about the whole person and some of the talents that they've got and what they maybe did in their employment before they arrived here. Like I'm thinking of people who have been thinking off the top of my head, a boy that was a mechanic, a tiler, girl just out of Glasgow Uni having done her degree. There was a guy from the oil rigs, and then again the whole person, musicians in amongst that lot, and folk that are good at sport, interested in sport, fathers, mothers, sharing all these experiences. And it's great for peers to learn off each other, but also for staff. Like we can maybe pass on some of our skills or some of our experiences, but we also learn a lot from people. So talking about Scott, who was in the spring appeal as well, his journey's been absolutely remarkable. I think he said he was caught like a rabbit in the headlights or something when he came in here. And Scott did his own recovery his own way, and he was really committed to his recovery. And then you find so much more about him, about his family and his writing. I've got this on the wall, one of his poems. He used to really good at creative writing, and he used to share his experiences with us. He's got so much to share, and like other people, you know, other people have got so much as well. I think I've spoken about the whole person, and as well as individual talents. We've got people who have been through the justice system, the prison system, that are so good when it comes to peer support, that they can help each other and give each other advice and give staff advice. You know, like, we can also share our knowledge of these kind of systems as well. But yeah, Scott, I think Scott summed it up, I think, when he said, when he was in the Royal, I think went in second time, you know, and he came out and he said to himself, like, this is life or death. Which path am I going to choose? Do I want to live or die? And he was just at that crossroads about, do I want recovery or am I going to continue? And the stark reality is that, you know, like, people die, and it's really difficult for us to manage when people lapse or relapse. It's difficult to try and get folk back on track because we can't do it for people. We can only encourage it, and it's really tough as well, and staff, emotionally draining when you see somebody maybe not doing as well as you were hoping that they would. So I think we must do some kind of good work here. We get feedback from people who we've supported, and one recently, she had said, I was given the chance of a lifetime coming to Whiteinch and I enjoyed every minute of it. And that kind of feedback is powerful for staff. That's you can't get much more motivation than that. There was another gentleman we used to support came back here, because people do come back and have a coffee and we just chat about the general things, chat about the weather or the football or whatever it is. And he was sitting outside the flat that he used to be supported in there, and he said, see, if I could stay in there for the rest of my life, I'd be happy. And that was, then we went on to have a laugh and chat about things, and he's doing really, really well, and fortunate that we're in a position that we can support people and we get a lot of positive feedback. And I think, you know, if Whiteinch Move On wasn't here, then the people that we have supported and enabled to go on and live independently in the community and have happy lives, having maybe rebuilt relationships with family, having got employment or in voluntary work or whatever, you know, if these people feed back to us that if we hadn't been here, they might not be in such a good place as they're at just now.
It is possible to change your life, it is possible to get clean off drugs. I don't want to use the old cliche that if I can do it, anybody can do it, but I was in a very bad place, abusing drugs on a regular basis for a number of years, and my life was absolutely, it was terrible, but it can be done, and as I say, I'm proof of that. It can be done, and things can happen in your life that, like as I say, with relationships and family, you can get it all back. You just need to be prepared to put the work in, but it can be done.